In episode 4, Din Djarin is finally back with his group of Mandalorians after bathing in the pools of Mandalore, as well as Bo-Katan by proxy, have now been, hanging out with the other Mandalorians at their sort of cave hotspot, as well as with Grogu, trying to kind of train him in the ways of a Mandalorian, which sort of works, but because, he's so little and all that, it doesn't completely work the way they think, but good enough. And also because of, kind of a loophole due to Grogu not being able to properly talk, he can't, take part in the sacred Kree and put on a helmet, so he's, for now, ineligible. So there's that. At one point, one of the Mandalorian children, aka Foundlings, is taken by a winged beast and, taken to its lair. And the other Mandalorians plan to go on a hunting party, go via a hunting party to stalk it and, save the foundling and not risk the beast killing him. So both Din and Bo-Katan go with other Mandalorians on a hunting party, while Grogu stays behind with some of the others as well as the armorer. During that, Grogu just kind of sits around listening to the armorer talk about how the Mandalorians kind of work with armor, how they work with their people, sort of building them up from seemingly nothing to something stronger. And during this, as she's, forging a little piece of armor, Grogu begins having flashbacks to his past, and this is when we finally get a bit more into that, revealing that, well, not revealing because it was revealed in season 2, but going back on what was revealed, that Grogu witnessed Order 66, the Great Jedi Purge, and was being aided and taken to safety away from the clone troopers who started killing all the Jedi. At one point, Grogu gets in an elevator while some other Jedi are being killed, and meets up with the one Jedi who I think his official name is Kanal Beck, something Beck, and he takes Grogu away to try and get to a ship getting out of the Jedi Temple, but a bunch of clones start coming in, but Beck is able to fight them off, dual wielding some lightsabers and taking them all out. He and Grogu then, get to a ship, and after, taking care of a few more clones, they get away, and that's the end of the flashback. And the armor is finally done with the piece of armor, which turns out to be specifically for Grogu, which is sort of a, kind of metal plate with the symbol of their clan on it, which she attaches to his, tiny little cute baby sized chainmail armor under his little robe, which, is cute. I sometimes get weakened by cute stuff. I have a little weakness for it every now and then. We then go back to the hunting party, who are camping out for the night, And we get a little extra, I guess, sort of lore for the Mandalorians that when they're camping, they have to eat. They have to go to their own private spot to eat because they have to take their helmet off to eat. And because Bo-Katan is leading the party, she has the honors of eating by the fire. So she does exactly that. The next morning, they, get going for the little winged beast. And they climb up to a sort of stone pillar, rock pillar thing up high, and they get up there via sort of grappling hooks almost. They get up there and go up to a nest made by the creature, and one of the heavier set looking Mandalorians uses his helmet's vision to sense heat signatures and finds a reading, and mentions that the foundling's actually his son, which wasn't really brought up, but okay. He gets a little erratic and goes after him, but it turns out that the heat signatures belong to a few little hatchlings or whatever for this type of creature, and the creature returns and spits out the boy trying to feed its young, but Mando and the others are able to save it through some flying, some shooting, all that. And eventually they're able to get the boy back, and also captured some of the hatchlings, which I don't know what they're going to use them for, but okay. After a while, everyone's just kind of hanging out, being happy that the day is saved, and the armorer makes a new little shoulder plate for Bo-Katan, which she lost during the battle. For this, Bo-Katan asks for the symbol on her new arm plate to be the mythosaur, which the armor has no problem with, as it's the symbol for all Mandalorians. But then Bo-Katan, gets into the hypothetical, wondering what would happen if someone saw the mythosaur. To which, the armor is like, we all see it, but, Bo-Katan's like, no, what if one of us saw an actual one? And the armor says, that would be pretty interesting. And that's where the episode ends. That was episode 4. Pretty solid episode. A little better than episode 2, I would say. Not too much going on. It's simple, but does quite a bit with what it has. The bigger thing with the episode, of course, is revealing a bit more of Grogu's past and how he escaped Order 66. And of course, what everyone's talking about with this part is the specific Jedi who helps him out, who is played by Ahmed Best, who actually voiced Jar Jar Binks from the prequel trilogy, which I think is really cool. He obviously did not get a lot of positive reception being Jar Jar, if you knew that. If you've seen the prequels and know Jar Jar as a character, you'll know he's not the most likable character, or more so just annoying. And as far as I remember, Ahmed Best, his life wasn't too great at one point after those movies. unfortunately, but thankfully he's come back, which is really nice to hear. I'm always happy to hear redemption stories for people who deserve it. I'd say, in terms of actors, Brendan Fraser is another great redemption for an actor, finally getting the credit he deserves. Same with quite a number of actors lately, and I'm happy to hear that. Not much else to say about the rest of the episode. Pretty standard, decent stuff. Only other problem I had with it was that they didn't bring up that the heavyset Mandalorian played by Jon Favreau, was the father to this youngling who got captured. So it's just kind of like, oh, okay. It's just kind of sudden. But you know what? It's fine. The rest of it was good, and that's all that matters. I'm going to give episode 4 of The Mandalorian an 8 out of 10. I hope you enjoy this review for this episode of The Mandalorian. I hope you maybe check out some of my other videos. More importantly, I wish you guys a good day, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.